Condo or townhome, what is the difference, and can we use the same contracts for both? My name is Rachel.
And I'm Derek, and we are real estate brokers here for Solid Source Real Estate Companies, and this is a common question that we receive. What is the difference, and can we use the same contract when we go to make an offer for a buyer? So let's go ahead and dive in with a brief definition, so to speak. I think most of us understand the difference, but just to be safe, a condominium is a unit in a multi-complex development. It's an air lot. You don't actually own the ground to the heavens, so to speak, like you do with a townhome, because these are both attached properties. But with a townhome, the homeowner actually owns the land that the townhome is sitting on, even though at least one wall will be attached, depending on if it's an end unit or not.
Now, I know a lot of times condos can masquerade as a townhome. What is the best way to really determine what type of property you're dealing with?
Right. Absolutely. So condominiums can play dress up. They can look like townhomes. And the realist, the tax records, tax assessor's website, you should be able to see that the type of property is actually a condominium. And this could be an issue because if you're working with a buyer who is seeking an FHA loan, for example, then those condos do need to be approved for FHA.
That's a great point. When working with a client who is using an FHA loan, I know you said there's a website you need to look at, and you have to be very careful because sometimes the properties can be expired on that website. Right.
Big fan of being proactive. And HUD does have an FHA approved condominium website, and I'll include the link for that in the description and also pull it up on the screen. And this is awesome because what lenders have told us is this is the website that they use, but they have cautioned us to be careful because maybe a condominium was approved and now it's expired. So you want to make sure that you're scrolling all the way over and taking a look at everything that is on the actual search results. But back to the basic question, can you use the same contract? I want to make sure I do answer that for everybody. Yes, you can. Now, if it's a resale, if it's the first sale of a condominium, there is a very specific block of text that needs to be included in that contract. It would be a different contract that would be used for that. But for resale, the GAR purchase and sale agreement is just fine, but GAR instructs us to include a very specific exhibit which discloses that there are common elements in the property beyond the seller's control and essentially has fields to be filled in for the legal description of the property.
Great information, Derek. And now, what are some of the pros and cons of both types of property?
That is a good question. I am going to throw in, though, because I should have said this a moment ago, for a townhome, nothing special is needed. You would just use a standard purchase and sale agreement. There's no extra exhibit to use. Now, pros and cons of a condominium. The first one is generally condos are going to be more affordable than a detached property, and even more so than a townhome. Now, again, it is an air lot, and there is no control. Sellers do not have control over updates to those common elements, and this is something to consider in negotiating. And when you're going through, as a buyer, when you're going through your due diligence period, if you are considering asking the seller to make repairs to items outside of that unit, that is not something that they are generally going to have any control over. Now, with a condominium, with most of them, like an apartment, you're going to have someone probably above, below, on each side of you. So that's something to consider. With a condo, maintenance is generally going to be less expensive because it is just an air lot. Now, you are likely going to have monthly fees that you pay to the association that may be used for the purpose of occasional special assessments and so forth. Those are common with condos. But when I think about a condo, I think about beautiful views.
I mean, definitely. Looking in downtown Atlanta, you look at any of the condos, they have the most spectacular views of the skyline, of different areas of Centennial Olympic Park. And you really just get, with those views, you get proximity. You're able to be near all these shopping, theaters, all the Atlanta things happening.
Right. It's a lifestyle for sure. So what about you? We'd love to know what you think. Would you prefer a condominium or a townhome?
Let us know in the comments below. We look forward to hearing from you.